everyone, and welcome to FluentCast, your go-to podcast for improving your English while diving into fascinating cultural topics. I'm Amanda, your host, and today we're tackling something that might surprise you. Have you heard of brain rot? It's the Oxford word of the year for 2024. But why this term? Why now? And what does it say about our lives today? If you're curious about how language reflects the times we live in, or if you're just wondering why everyone's talking about brain rot, you're in the right place. And hey, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to FluentCast. Every week we bring you thought-provoking conversations and, of course, ways to boost your English skills. Okay, let's dive in. Before we really get into it, let me quickly share some words you'll hear throughout the episode. Nostalgia, that warm, fuzzy feeling you get when thinking about the past. But sometimes it can be a bit sad too. Deterioration, a fancy way of saying something is getting worse over time. Consumption, this means using or taking in something like food, media, or energy. Self-deprecating, when someone jokes about themselves in a playful or modest way. Permeate, a word we use when something spreads through or affects every part of something else, like how trends spread online. I'll explain these as we go, but keep this in mind. Ready? Let's break down brain rot. So, brain rot. What does it actually mean? According to the Oxford Dictionary, it refers to the supposed deterioration of a person's mental or intellectual state, often linked to overconsumption of trivial or low-quality online content. Let's pause for a second. Deterioration, remember, means something getting worse. So, in simple terms, people use brain rot to describe what happens when you spend too much time scrolling through mindless videos or memes and your brain feels, well, fried. Does this sound familiar? Maybe after hours of TikTok or binge watching random videos, you feel mentally drained. That's the essence of brain rot. But here's the interesting part. This isn't a new idea. Did you know that the term brain rot was first used in 1854 by the American writer Henry David Thoreau? Yup, it appeared in his book Walden. Thoreau was criticizing society's tendency to favor simple, shallow ideas over complex, meaningful ones. Now, think about today. The same critique applies to the digital age. Thoreau was talking about potato rot in England back then, but he used it as a metaphor for mental decline. Pretty cool, huh? Language really does evolve with the times. So, why is brain rot the word of the year in 2024? Well, it's not just about memes or funny videos. It reflects deeper concerns about how we use our time and how online content affects our mental health. For example, think about the rise of trends like only in Ohio memes, or like in Brazil, there was a meme that went viral and led many people in the world asking what the phrase in Portuguese meant. Que show da Xuxa é esse? These viral phenomena are fun, sure, but they've also sparked conversations about whether they're good for us. And it's not just young people. Social media platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram are full of content designed to grab our attention, but not always in the most enriching way. It's easy to laugh and say, yeah, I've got brain rot, but the truth is, spending too much time on this kind of content can really impact how we think and feel. Let me give you a personal example. Last week, I fell down a rabbit hole of miniature cooking videos. Before I knew it, an hour had passed, and my to-do list still untouched. That's brain rot in action. Fun in the moment, but maybe not the best for productivity or mental clarity. Social media plays a huge role in why brain rot has become such a big deal. Platforms curate content to keep you scrolling. Remember, curate means carefully choosing or organizing something to look a certain way. We learned this word curate in our previous episode with Diego. Have you ever felt that dopamine hit? That little rush of happiness when you see a new notification or a hilarious meme? That's why it's so hard to put your phone down. But here's the kicker. The same platforms that entertain us can also stress us out. They show us everyone's highlight reel, making us feel like our lives aren't as exciting in comparison. Sound familiar? That's the FOMO effect. Fear of missing out, which Diego also discussed in last week's episode. Brain rot isn't just a funny term. It says a lot about how we live today. It highlights the tension between wanting to relax and wanting to stay productive. It also shows how much technology shapes our habits. Last year's word of the year was Riz, which came from internet slang about charisma. This year, brain rot flips the script. Instead of celebrating something cool, it's making us think critically about our habits. Do you think the younger generations are just laughing about it? Actually, they're pretty self-aware. Many Gen Z and Gen Alpha creators use brain rot in a self-deprecating way. Remember, that means joking about yourself, to acknowledge the problem while still participating in it. That's the paradox. We critique what we also enjoy. Okay, so we've talked about the problem. Now, let's talk solutions. How can we enjoy online content without falling into the brain rot trap? First, set boundaries. For example, limit your screen time or schedule phone-free hours. Second, balance entertainment with enrichment. Watch an interesting documentary or listen to a podcast like FluentCast. And lastly, be mindful. Ask yourself, is this adding value to my day? If not, it might be time to step away. So, what do you think about brain rot? Is it just a funny internet term, or does it reflect something bigger about our culture? I'd love to hear your thoughts. You can share them on our social media or even send us a message. And if you want to improve your English skills to join conversations like this, why not book a one-on-one lesson? We'd love to help you grow your confidence. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more episodes like this one. Until then, take care and stay curious. And we will be back together next week on our next episode. See you soon. Bye-bye.